Hello everyone, I am Sachinarayana, Mathematics faculty associated with Narayana Education Institutions. Let us start circles and system of circles. Before we go to the circles and system of circles, we need to discuss some results which are frequently we use in our circles from straight lines. So, first we discuss some results of the straight lines. These are prerequisites. Here first one is distance between 2 points, next angle between 2 lines, slope intercept form of a straight line, intercept form of a straight line, parametric form of a straight line, and distance from point to the line, that is perpendicular distance from point to the line. Next, distance between parallel lines and foot and image of a point with respect to lines. These we use frequently in our circles, almost in every problem. That is why we must discuss these results first before go to the circles. So, we will go through the results one by one. Let us discuss distance between 2 points. If I take 2 points A, x1, y1, B, x2, y2 in the plane, then by joining them you will get a line. Now, distance between these 2 points is AB is equal to under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. This is our distance form, that is distance between 2 points. Now, we will go to angle between 2 lines. That means here see any 2 lines intersect. If M1 and M2 are their slopes and theta is angle between them, then tangent of theta can be obtained. Tangent of theta can be obtained by tan theta is equal to M1 minus M2 by 1 plus M1 M2. It is the result to find out angle between 2 lines. If theta is acute, we apply modulus over here, because theta is acute means tan theta is always positive, that is why we need to apply modulus. Suppose if these 2 lines are parallel, then you will get M1 is equal to M2, because theta is 0 or 180 get M1 is equal to M2. If these 2 lines are perpendicular, then theta is 90. So, 1 plus M1 M2 is 0, that is M1 into M2 is equal to minus 1 we will get. So, M1 is equal to M2 for the parallel lines and M1 into M2 is equal to minus 1 for perpendicular lines. In this way, we can find out angle between 2 lines. Let us discuss point slope form. That means any straight line is passing through a point x1 y1, a point x1 y1 and its slope is m. Then equation of that straight line can be written as y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. This is called point slope form. Suppose instead of giving point and slope, if 2 points given on the same line, that means we can write equation of that line, that is called 2 points form. Y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, that is called slope of the line, into x minus x1. In this way, we can find out equation of the straight line when a point and slope given or 2 points given. Okay, now we go to our intercept form. Is nothing but if a straight line meet coordinate axis at a distance, x axis at a distance a from origin, y axis at a distance b from origin, okay, then here if you draw the line, this is called intercept form of the straight line. Now, here x is a is called x intercept and b is called y intercept. Equation of the line can be obtained as x by a plus y by b is equal to 1. This is our intercept form of the straight line, okay, where a is x intercept and b is y intercept. In this case, this straight line form a right angle triangle with the coordinate axis. See, the area of this right angle triangle can be taken as of a into b we can write. This is about intercept form. Let us discuss parametric form. That means any straight line is given on that straight line, if there is a point x1 comma y1, x1 comma y1. Now, to find out a point on the given line at a given distance, that means suppose there is a point here, it is at a distance r units from this. Then to find out coordinates of this point, either in increasing ordinate direction or decreasing ordinate direction, that is towards upward or downward. To find out the coordinates of that point, we use this. That means suppose this point is some p and this is some a, then this p can be written as, coordinates of p can be written as x1 plus r minus r cos theta, y1 plus r minus r sin theta. This is our parametric form of the straight line. Okay, only to find out coordinates of the point which are at a given distance from a given point on a line, we use this. Now, we will go to perpendicular distance from the point to the line. Here see, if any point is given as x1, y1, now a straight line is given. Now, to find out shortest distance, nothing but if you draw a perpendicular from this point to this line, then length of the normal will come, this one. This is length of the perpendicular. This is called perpendicular distance. This perpendicular distance from x1, y1 to the straight line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 is always equal to modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c by root over of a square plus b square. This is our perpendicular distance from point to the line. Let us discuss distance between parallel lines. That means any two parallel lines given like this. Here distance between parallel lines is nothing but just shortest distance, this distance. Here say ax plus by plus c1 is equal to 0, ax plus by plus c2 is equal to 0, or any two parallel lines. Here see these are two parallel lines. Here slope is minus a by b, here also slope is minus a by b. So, they have same slopes, okay, only y intercepts are different, that is why they are parallel lines. Now, here to find out distance between them, we always use this result. Distance is equal to modulus of c1 minus c2 by root over of a square plus b square. This is our formula to find out distance between two parallel lines. Okay, now, we will go to position of a point with respect to a line, position of 2 points with respect to a line. That means, if we consider 2 points on a line, those 2 points may lie on same side of a straight line or may lie on opposite sides of the straight line. Here see for example, if I take 2 points A and B here, A and B. Now, if I draw a line here see these 2 points lie on same side of the straight line. Or here, if I take A and B like this, A and B like this. Now, here by joining them you will get a line. Now, if I take a line, here see A and B lie on opposite sides of the straight line. Here A and B lie on same side of the straight line. Now, to determine this, we have one result. What is the result? If I take equation of this line as ax plus, equation of this line as ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. And these 2 points coordinates as x1 y1, okay, x2 y2, x2 y2. Then by substituting this x1 y1 in this equation, that means in place of x and y, you get one real number, that is ax1 by1 plus c. That we denote by, if I call it as L, that we denote by L11, L11. Similarly, on substituting x2 y2 in place of x and y here, you get another real number, that is ax2 plus by2 plus c, that we denote by L22. Now, if L11 into L22 is greater than 0, then these 2 points A and B lie on same side of this straight line. That means these 2 points A and B lie on same side of the straight line again. If L11 into L22 is less than 0, then these 2 points lie on opposite sides of the straight line you get. So, if 2 points lie on same side, remember L11 into L22 is greater than 0. If 2 points lie on either sides of the straight line, then L11 into L22 is less than 0. This is the condition for 2 points lie on same side or either sides of a straight line. Let us discuss foot of perpendicular, that is how to find foot of a point that is on the given line. Here see, suppose a straight line is given like this. From a point x1 comma y1, a perpendicular is drawn to this straight line. Now, this is called foot of perpendicular of this point on this line. To find out this, we have a standard result. If we take this foot of perpendicular as h comma k, then we have h minus x1 by upon a is equal to, where a is here ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, I am taking as equation of the line. So, h minus x1 by a is equal to k minus y1 by b is equal to minus of ax1 plus by1 plus c by a square plus b square. This is the formula to find out foot of perpendicular of any given point on a line. Now, to find out image of a point with respect to a line, here say image nothing but, here suppose a point P is taken as x1 comma y1, P is taken as x1 comma y1. Now, you draw a perpendicular and extend this, okay, extend this with the same length, then this point is called mirror image of this point P with respect to this line. Now, if it is q h comma k, then again we can find out a result, same result here, just 2 will come. That means h minus x1 by a is equal to k minus y1 by b is equal to minus 2 into ax1 plus by1 plus c, okay, upon a square plus b square. These are some standard formulas, okay, what we frequently use in our circles. Let us discuss our equation of the circle. That means here there are various forms in the equation of the circles. One is central form, standard form, and point circle, unit circle, general equation of the circle, concentric circle, diameter form. These are the various forms of equation of the circle. We will go through one by one. Let us discuss our central form. That means here say you take a fixed point on the plane. Now, collect some points on the plane which are at a constant distance from this fixed point. That means here say if I take some points like this, all these are at a constant distance from this fixed points. Now, if you join all these, that means path traced by all these points will be a circle. Here like this will be a circle. Is nothing but all these points are at a constant distance from this fixed point. Now, to find out, that is equation of the, to find out equation of the circle, we will take center as h comma k and this constant distance as radius r. Okay. From all these points, we will take one of the point as x1 y1 or x comma y, no problem. Now, here see between C and P we have a geometrical condition, is nothing but all these points are at a constant distance from C. No. So, wherever you take point P, it will be at a distance r units from C. So, what is the geometrical condition? Distance between these 2 points Cp is equal to r. So, by using that geometrical condition, we can find out equation of the circle. Okay, in this way we can find out equation of the circle. That means simply we can say that circle is a set of points which are at a constant distance from a fixed point. So, I use Cp is equal to r to find out equation of the circle. That is Cp means distance between these 2 points. So, under root x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square is equal to r. Now, on squaring both sides, here we can find out x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square is equal to r square. This is called equation of the circle in center and radius form. That means we have center h comma k and radius r. Okay. Here center is h comma k and radius is r. Now, if I consider, means if I take h comma k as 0 0, that means at origin, then here number of unknowns, here see originally in this equation 3, that means equation of circle depends upon 3 unknowns h, k and r. But while you are deriving some standard results like equation of tangent and all those things, every time going through this equation will be bit tough task. That is why we always derive all the standard results for a simple equation, that is nothing but by making minimum number of unknowns in that equation we will find out it. So, what is the way? We use choice of axis. Mean choice of axis is nothing but we will take center at origin for this circle. If I take center at origin, then equation of the circle will be x square plus y square is equal to r square. So here it depends upon only radius. So number of unknowns is only one unknown is there. So very easy to calculate everything for this circle. This is called standard equation of the circle. Now if I take radius as 0 in this equation, in this circle, that means if the radius is 0, all these points will reach to this C. That means simply this whole circle becomes just a point. So every point can be taken as a circle. That means it will not have any radius. Okay, so equation of that circle can be written as x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square is equal to 0. This is the equation of the point circle, means it won't have radius. Or for this equation also we can write, if I take r as 0 over here, see simply x square plus y square is equal to 0, is nothing but x0 y0, only 0 0 is the point. So a point circle. Now if I take the radius of this circle as 1 unit, then it is called unit circle. That means here see x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square is equal to 1. This is called unit circle. In this way, central form we will write, this is central form, and this is a standard equation of the circle, this is a point circle, this is unit circle. See, in our circles we do so many problems with so many conditions, means under different conditions we will find out equation of the circle. But every case using central form and finding out the equation is a bit tough task. So to avoid that, we will try to do by algebraic approach, is nothing but here we will expand our central form and try to get in a second degree non-homogeneous equation. Okay, in many aspects we can use that. Here say our x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square is equal to r square is our central form. Now on expanding this, here see x square plus y square minus 2hx minus 2ky plus h square plus k square, h square plus k square minus r square is equal to 0. It is after expanding this. Now here see it is second degree non-homogeneous equation, that is higher power of x and y is 2, then linear and the constant. So it is called a second degree non-homogeneous equation. We know a second degree non-homogeneous equation always represent conics. That means 5 curves, pair of straight line, circle, parabola, ellipse, hyperbola. That is why we are trying to derive our equation of circle also into second degree non-homogeneous equation. Here see, we adopt, that means for the convenient we adopt this minus 2h as 2z over here, minus 2k as 2f. Why we are adopting? Our second degree non-homogeneous equation will be always in that form. Okay, and this whole constant as c, then equation of the circle can be written as x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. This is a general equation of the circle. That means it is there in the form of ax square plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c format. Okay, now first we discuss what is the center and radius of this circle, then we go to second degree equation. Here see, we have taken this minus 2h as 2z. So g is equal to minus h. But we know center is h, so h is equal to minus z. Similarly, here 2f is minus 2k, so k is equal to minus f. So center will be minus z comma minus f. That means for this equation of the circle, center will be minus g minus f. That is half of coefficients of x and y with contrary signs. Contrary signs means opposite signs. If plus 2 is there, half of this with minus sign. Plus 2f is there, half of this with minus sign. Now radius. Here see, on equating this c with h square plus k square minus r square, we can find out radius r. Here see, c is equal to h square plus k square minus r square. From this r square can be written as h square plus k square minus c. But h is minus z, k is minus f. So h square is g square plus f square minus c. So r can be written as root over of g square plus f square minus c. So, this equation x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c represents circle, then center will be always minus z and minus f, radius will be always g square plus f square minus c. But this term is there under square root, so it may or may not define. That means circle may or may not exist. So, if g square plus f square minus c greater than or equal to 0, then it represents circle. If it is greater than 0, you will get radius non-zero. If it is 0, radius will be 0, that is point circle. That is why we say that it represents a real circle. Then g square plus f square minus c greater than or equal to 0. Means for g square plus f square minus c greater than or equal to 0, it represents real circle. Suppose it is less than 0, we can say that it represents circle, but imaginary circle is nothing but we can't touch and we can't see it. Okay. In this way, we can write down general equation of the circle. Now, we observe our second degree non-homogeneous equation under what cases that represent circle. I think all of you know that ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx 2fy plus c is equal to 0 is a second degree non-homogeneous equation. It represents 5 curves. Out of all these, circle is also one of them. Here see, under what case it represents circle. Here already we observed our circle equation is x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. Just observe in this, there is no x square and y square coefficients, both are equal, and there is no xy term over here. So, first of all, we have to impose those conditions in that equation. That means x square and y square coefficients must be equal. So, it represents circle only when a is equal to b. That is, if a is equal to b, okay, and h is equal to 0. Why we are making h 0? In our equation of circle, there is no xy term. That is why h is equal to 0. Then this represents a circle. That may be real or imaginary circle. Okay. Under the third condition is delta not is equal to 0. Why? I think you know, for delta is equal to 0, this will be reduced into two straight lines, pair of straight lines. So, if delta not is equal to 0, then only that represents circular, parabola or ellipse or hyperbola. That is why we have to write, in addition to these two, we have to write delta not is equal to 0. This is the condition for this second degree non-homogeneous equation represent circle. That means, if I impose this here, a is equal to b, equation of circle will be ax square plus ay square, I am putting b is equal to a, plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. So, if I divide by a, where a not is equal to 0, then x square plus y square plus 2 into g by a into x plus 2 into f by a into y plus c by a is equal to 0. It is our equation of the circle, where center is minus of g by a and minus f by b, and radius is root over of g square by a square plus f square by b square is nothing but a square minus c by a. In this way, center and radius we can write, okay, for this equation when it represents circle. Now, we will go to concentric circle. Means here, any two or more circles have same center but different radii, then they are called concentric circles. Okay, not only concentric circle, concentric curves, like here see, here center is there, here it is center and this is one circle. Now, if I take with the same center as another circle like this, so many circles we can draw. So, all these circles are called concentric circles. So, suppose x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0 is any given circle. Then how to find the concentric circle of that circle? Same center, no? So, we need not disturb g and f, only constant will change, that is radius will change. So, equation of concentric circle of this can be taken as x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus k is equal to 0. This is equation of the circle which is concentric with this. Okay. In this way, a concentric circle equation can be obtained. This is now In the next class, we will go ahead with different forms of the central form. That means different cases of the central form. This is for today. We will proceed in the next class.